Live now in San Diego, California, at the North Pacific Ocean. I'm here for a wedding, my sister's kid's wedding, and we're going to do a little running commentary in an exotic location. So this week is Parshas Reeh. Reeh means sea. I'll throw in a quick word about Reeh, and then we're going to continue last week's running commentary, in which I asked 2 questions but only answered 1. So I owe it to you, and here it goes. In Reeh, in this week's Torah portion, it talks about many things, of course. Reeh means see. God says, I give you eyes to see the good. If you just open your eyes, you'll see what's right and what's good for you. And it also talks about giving charity. And it says, when somebody asks you for money, a poor person needs your help, it says, Lo ta'ametz et yadcha. Don't close your hand. Patoch tifsach et yadcha. Open your hand. So there seems like a bit of a redundancy. Don't close your hand, open your hand. What's going on there? So one beautiful explanation or a related thought was a baby. When a baby's born, they're born with a clenched fist. I'm gonna go down to the sand right now. It's a little harder to run on the sand, but we'll try it. Baby's born with a clenched fist, and when a person passes away, their limbs are loose, so their hands are open, and they don't take anything with them to the grave aside from the Torah that they studied and the mitzvahs that they learned and they bring that with them to the world to come. So don't close your hand like a baby. The clenched fist represents everything's mine, it's all about me, etc., etc. The open hand represents growing out of ourselves and selflessness and generosity, etc., etc. So that's one idea. Now moving on to our running commentary. Last week we asked 2 important questions and answered one of them. Today we'll answer the second. The first question was, what's this whole thing about blessings? We're blessing God. We say, Baruch Atah Hashem, blessed are you, God. But who are we to bless God? Isn't it the mightier who blesses the lesser? Isn't it the stronger who blesses the weaker? And what can we give to God? We spoke about the etymology of blessing. That blessing means giving, leha'anik shefa, to bestow flow. So what can we give to God? And the answer, in short, was that our job as the Jewish people in this world, and by extension the rest of the world, we were given our mission to be God's PR agents, to be God's social media agents and branding agents, to bring God to wherever we go. So every time we bring a blessing, what we're doing is, every time we recite a blessing, even on food, we're expanding the consciousness of God in this world to places where otherwise He's not noticeably visible. Noticeably, people are not aware of His consciousness until we bring that blessing. Until we say, Baruch Atah Hashem, blessed are you Hashem. And blessed means bring Him down. Bring the house down. Bring God down into this world. That's the basic idea of last week's tour, last week's running commentary. The next question was, why our obsession with food? Why are we so obsessed with food? Food. There are so many books written about food, for and against, what diets we should eat, what our cooking styles and methods. And so we have this intense focus on food. The question is why, and also obviously it lends itself to understand that there's a deeper longing and searching and yearning in this realm of us eating food than that which meets the eye. So we think about food, some people dream about it, we want it, we anticipate it, and sometimes it kills us in the process too. So why this obsession with food? Says the Rebbe that our intense focus on food is really telling us that there's something deeper that the food is bringing to the table, from farm to soul to God. Our intense obsession with food is because the act of eating food doesn't only sustain the body, but also sustains the soul, and in a very strong way. And the needs and desires of the body and the soul are different. And we have a guest appearance over here, right over here. Sarah?
Hi.
You took off your shoes. Good to see you. Shalom Aleichem. And another one. That's from both sides of the family. Anyway, so we're all here for the wedding, and we're all happy. So there's a dual hunger that we have when it comes to food. One is to sustain the body, and one is to nourish our soul. And that is why we have this intense longing and desire and connection with food. The Rebbe often quoted the Baal Shem Tov's teaching on a verse from Tehillim that we mentioned here before, but we'll mention here again a little bit more expanded in the short running commentary. On the beach of San Diego, California. Re'evim gam tzemeim nafsham behem titataf. When people are hungry and thirsty, their soul is wrapped in it, in this hunger and thirst. So our soul, a person might think, okay, if you're hungry and thirsty, your body is wrapped in this hunger and thirst. But David HaMelech, King David in the Tehillim, says that it's the divine soul that is wrapped in this hunger and thirst. Why is it? And he explains that the soul craves the food because of its mission to bring God to this world. And inside every bit of food and drink, there's a spark of godliness that is hidden, and it's the soul's purpose and mission to elevate all the godly sparks. Not just the godly spark is in everything in this world, including food. And our soul's purpose is to elevate that godly spark within everything, and especially and including food and drink. So when a soul approaches food, it says, this is my mission, to elevate this godly spark within this food and to ignite the fire of God by reciting a blessing and eating with intent, by making a bracha. When we make a bracha, we're fulfilling the soul's mission to ignite the little spark of God that's inside that food and connect it with ours and elevate the food and the world around us. So why is the soul, what's our obsession with food? It's because it's part of our divine mission. Our soul's mission is to connect the world with God and to connect it. And one of the ways we do that is by reciting a blessing, as simple as that. When we eat with this intent, when we eat with the intent of, with the right kavana, then we consume our food with the right consciousness, then we're satisfied. Sometimes a person might eat a lot and not be satisfied for the food that they eat for whatever reason. And this might be part of that reason, because we're eating just as gluttons, just to satisfy the body, but then the soul is not satisfied. So the soul's true desire is not the food itself, but the godly spark within. And without that blessing, that godly spark remains dormant. And we don't want that to happen. And it's an opportunity, our soul's opportunity is missed to elevate that piece of food. So making a blessing is not just a ritual, but it is a key to ignite that godly spark within. That is the basic idea. Of course, there's a lot more and a lot of depth to it, but it's a basic idea. So we answered 2 questions now, and we'll wrap it up. First question was, why are we obsessed with blessings, and who are we to bless God? And second question is, what's our obsession with food? And they're both related, because every time we blessing God means giving God something. What are we giving God? We're expanding God's consciousness in this world, in places where it wasn't before. How do we do that? We do that through mainly, of course in other ways too, but also every single day, multiple times, through blessings on food. By just reciting a blessing, we're expanding God's consciousness over this food and the environment that we're in. That's the story, and we're learning Torah right now in San Diego, California, here for a wedding, and happy to meet up with anybody in San Diego. Got a link later today or early tomorrow before we return to Cleveland, Ohio. Take care.